Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys absolutely eviscerated the Indianapolis Colts in the fourth quarter for a final score of 54-19. The Dallas Cowboys have the most points scored in a game and actually the second most points scored in a game this year. And this is since Dak Prescott has returned, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a lot to go over with this game because there was a lot of good, some bad, what the Cowboys can work on, and what can they continue to do better to ensure that they can continue to stack wins and try to stay on Philadelphia. Now, the first thing we're going to do here is, if you can, like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell as well, and also, if you wish to support the channel further, by all means, hit that join button and become a channel member and support the channel on a monthly basis. We're going to talk about the offense first. We'll get to the defense and special teams, as you might be aware of if you're here. Offensively, the Cowboys did their thing. Dak Prescott, 20 for 30, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception, and was only sacked once. He had an interesting game because at first it didn't really look well. But another thing I have to keep in mind is that he was close to a record, and that was he officially passed Roger Staubach and Danny White to now move into third place with the most touchdowns thrown in Dallas Cowboys history, which is congratulations to Dak, and he is 10 away from breaking Troy's record. We'll see if he can break it in 5 games. I doubt it, but you never know. So with that being said, the Dallas Cowboys really took it to them. And you look at this running game, 220 rushing yards. Tony Pollard, 12 carries, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zeke, 17 for 77 and a touchdown. And Malik Davis actually got a touchdown at the very end of the game to make this a 50-burger. And all of which these guys had a run of 20 or more yards, which is something that is impeccable, to say the least. Now, what I think is imperative is that the Cowboys maintain a balance. They ran the ball 34 times, they passed the 30. I think that for the Cowboys to continue, Dak Prescott, I think, needs to start off games a little bit better, but he did make up for it. He made critical throws. He drove the offense to the goal line, and we got into the end zone. That's all that matters, right? I'm a real big believer in the QB commandments from Bill Parcells, and one of them is you need to get your team into the end zone, and that's what he did. All right. So now we take a look at the receiving stats. And CeeDee Lamb, while he only had 71 yards for 5 receptions, I'm telling you, man, CeeDee Lamb is growing up and becoming a wide receiver 1 in front of our eyes if we haven't seen it already. Right? I mean, what a game from him. I mean, I understand that he didn't have the most stats. But, I mean, look, man, the touchdown he had was really damn good awareness. His big play on the third down where rather than just trying to cut and try to get the first down, he made the key move to get to the outside where the blockers were to set up first and goal. Cowboys really did a good job here with what they did. And I love what they did offensively. While they do need to clean up a little bit, I mean, they really didn't need to do a whole lot because guess what? The Colts really had to try to get 19 points. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, they didn't even try this game and they put up, 30-something points. Or 40-something points if you include the backups. So really, I got to give a shout-out to this offense. They really put it on when it mattered. They kept the balance. Only issue I have is Kellen Moore's play calling. The situational awareness with some of them is annoying, but you did enough for me to not give a shit about that. So that, props to you. Moving over to the defensive side of the ball, ladies and gentlemen, we need to give a huge shout-out to, number 1, Donovan Wilson. The man has been all over the place. He's been making key plays. He has now 4 sacks on the year. He's been doing that. Another one, Deron Bland, man. 2 interceptions in this game. And he really is showing what he can be for you. Anthony Brown looks like he could be done for the season. The injury we have yet to know. I think it's a knee. But realistically, I mean, I think the Cowboys will be just fine. Now, Kelvin Joseph, I'm a bit more worried about, but I think that this is going to be growing pains. The quality NFL depth is going to be tested here for the Cowboys, and we will see if that trend continues. But I think they'll be fine. Next, we had a big game from Malik Hooker. I mean, the man had the key interception, even though he got it off of a tip drill. It was key because it swung momentum the Cowboys' way. And then the slamming the door shut touchdown recovery was great, which was by Damone Clark, I believe, which, I mean, he's been playing great too. And another key play I have to shout out, not a lot of people will talk about this. Leighton Vander Esch played very well tonight. He had a key play where it was, I believe it was a screen or it was an out, to Jonathan Taylor, and he caught him before he can, there was man coverage, literally 40, 50 yards could have been gained there, and he prevented a big play which could have shifted the dynamic of this game. And the Cowboys did exactly what I wanted them to do. The Cowboys went out and they took care of business in the second half. I mean, 33 unanswered points, all of which in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable. The Cowboys defense came alive, especially when the offense finally got the touchdown to go up. It was like, it really was something. The Cowboys were able to get rolling, and I think that's the formula. The Cowboys, I think, have done a great job at when it works, they stick to it, and that's going to be what's going to be their winning formula. And a key note, Cowboys have back-to-back winning seasons. They are 9-3 on the year. They are right behind Philadelphia in the NFC East. At this point, Dallas, they got the Texans coming in, and I'm not trying to get too far ahead of that. You got the Texans coming in, and you kind of say to yourself, well, I mean, it's not an easy game. They will play it tough, but who knows? I think that the Cowboys need to continue rolling here, and we could be seeing ourselves in a ideal matchup on Christmas Day, but one game at a time. The Dallas Cowboys still have to lock up a playoff spot. They have not done that yet, but they're getting pretty damn close. With the tie from the Giants and Washington, it allows the Cowboys to be in a little bit more comfortable positions. A lot of people will be like, well, won't the tie help both teams? For their sake, yes, but for Dallas, being 9-3 is really damn good. You have 2 more wins above the next person behind you, and I think it's really going to be Dallas either gets the 5th spot or the 1st spot. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Now, I'm trying to take a look at my notes here. I apologize as I'm doing this on the cuff. Taking a look at the team stats, the Dallas Cowboys, actually ran 5 less plays than the Colts. They had almost 400 yards of offense, and having 5.9 yards per play is really damn good. The Cowboys were very efficient on third down, 7 of 13. They went for it on fourth down. They got it, and very, very minimal penalties by the Dallas Cowboys. Only 3 all game compared to the Colts 6. The Cowboys only had the 1 turnover, which was the interception. And in fact, the Cowboys didn't really dominate time of possession, but they really didn't need to in this game, which is fantastic. So, what is the fate for the Cowboys moving forward? Now, again, as I mentioned previously, the Dallas Cowboys had to do their job at playing clean football. They got to 54 points playing, in my opinion, average, above average football. If the Cowboys can play a cleaner first half, I think they'll be fine moving forward. The Cowboys being a second half team is going to be important. But right now, as you look, and we'll talk about this in a later video once we kind of start seeing how December is shaping up. December started off pretty well for the Cowboys. They have scored 35 points a game in the last 5 games. Those include teams like the Giants and the Vikings. And I understand people will skew it and they'll be like, Space Cowboy, you can't do it. Bruh, it doesn't matter. You are seeing this Cowboys team play fundamentally good football in December, which is what I was saying they need to do. Now, they still have plenty of more games to go, but Dallas is starting off on the right foot there. Now, San Francisco is an interesting team now because Jimmy Garoppolo is out for the year. And so you think Brock Purdy can hold down the fort there? I mean, I don't know. And the reason I mention that is because really, San Francisco was going to be my team to go this year because of how well they've been playing. Now, we'll see how Brock Purdy and company do, but, if we're going off of the history of the NFL, a rookie quarterback, which he is, has never made it to the Super Bowl. So, in my opinion, right now, I think Philadelphia is the favorite to go because they've been playing damn good football. Huge props to them, man. They dismantled Tennessee. I mean, I think that we are going to learn a lot about this Cowboys team come Thanksgiving. Excuse me. We're going to learn a lot about this Cowboys team come December 24th. I mean, guys, I don't know what else to say other than the Cowboys did their thing. We have now, I believe, 2 more home games, which is crazy. But let's enjoy the ride, man. I mean, we got a couple more games to go. I think if Dallas gets their, these next 2 wins, they'll most likely be in the postseason. They haven't clinched anything yet, but it's looking evidently clear that we're going to see Philly and Dallas in the postseason, and it's just a matter of does the rest of the NFC East make it. And if I'm being real with you, I think that the Cowboys being a wild card team, because again, the Cowboys really struggle when they're in the favorites and all the other stuff, which, by the way, they destroyed the spread in this game. I really think I'm going to enjoy watching how this team performs because we're going to be doing some analysis. But that is it for me, guys. By all means, down in the comment section below, tell me how you feel about this game. Do you like what you saw? Do you not like what you saw? Just let me know what you... I don't think anybody's going to say, oh, I hate they putting up 50 points. But yeah, guys, Cowboys get a huge win on Sunday Night Football, moved to 9-3. Another winning season in the books for the Cowboys, but the question is, can they get to number 10 next week? And we will talk about that in a later video. Alrighty, guys, have a good rest of your night and stay safe.